Off to the left you can see the flat farmland where the water used to be. To the right you can see the mountains. And then there is a fairly narrow flat area that runs along the edge of what would have been a cliff overlooking the water. That is Thermopylae Pass. It runs through the area where the corner of the road is and then around the mountain. This is where Xerxes and his men would have advanced to meet the Spartans. So very long ago. Okay, we're speeding along here. On our left is the water. In front of us is the mountain. Now Xerxes would not have been going as fast as we're going. What's going to happen is the road is going to curve before it gets to this mountain. And the road is going to run between the mountain on the right and where the water would have been on the left. You'll see why Xerxes has to take this path. There's mountains to the right that are simply so tall and so bare that it would have been very, very difficult for him to get his army, that huge army, over those mountains. So Xerxes follows the road along the coast. That's what we're doing. The road is going to bend down here before we get to the mountain. And then the road is going to run between the mountain and the water to a place called Thermopylae Pass. You can see the sign. It says Thermopolis. That's Thermopylae. The road is bending. And we're going to exit here because the big highway bypasses the point of the battle between the Spartans and the Persians. So we're going to take the Thermopylae exit here. And then follow the older road that runs down between the mountain and the sea. Again, Xerxes wouldn't have been going this fast, and he didn't have to stop and pay toll. So here we go. You've got to imagine Xerxes' massive army with the mountains on the right on the other side of the trees on the left side of the road would have been where the water was. He's bringing that very, very large army down with the idea of destroying the city of Athens, wrecking Greece. It may be a little hard to visualize today, but we're standing at the spot where Leonidas, the Spartans, and a few others held off the Persians. As you can see, there's a mountain, a very long mountain on one side. And 1,000 years ago, the water came to about where the road is here. So this area here, overgrown with brush, between the road on one side and the mountain on the other, was where the Spartans stood off the Persians for 3 days and then made their last stand. This is the place of the last stand of the 300. right here. Between the water, you'll have to imagine it, where the road is, and the mountain. We're walking through the area where Leonidas and the Spartans fought and died. This is Thermopylae Pass. Again, the road is where it would have dropped off to the sea 2,500 years ago. The mountain there. The Persians would have come down between where the road is today, the sea, and the mountain. And here in this narrow spot where Leonidas and his men drew up in the phalanx to fight and die. Thermopylae. There was no way to take his huge army over the mountains. And of course the Athenian navy had blocked the sea. Xerxes brought his force down in here through the Hot Gates, or Thermopylae, as the Greeks called it, little aware that there was a lion standing in the gateway. And here, Leonidas and his men waited for the Persian onslaught. Here Leonidas and his men would have stood and waited. The water came to about where the road is on the right. The mountains blocked the other side. The Persians, the Spartans standing here, would have approached thousands upon thousands, throwing themselves against the Spartan phalanx. The lion stood in the gateway. Leonidas' statue has his words, molon labe, which translated to English means come get them. The Persian king Xerxes had told the Spartans to turn over their weapons. He would let them live. To which, in typical Spartan fashion, Leonidas had replied with two words: come and get them.